One marshmallow destroyed the most famous psychology experiment in history. In 1972, a psychologist at Stanford University made a simple offer to a room full of 4-year-olds. You can eat this marshmallow right now, or if you wait 15 minutes, you get 2. His name was Walter Mischel, and he wasn't studying marshmallows. He was studying the architecture of human willpower, the invisible machinery inside a child's mind that separates those who wait from those who don't. What he found would shape psychology for the next 50 years. The setup was elegant in its cruelty. A child, alone in a bare room. No toys, no distractions, just a marshmallow and a promise. Some children ate it instantly, before the researcher even closed the door. But others fought. They covered their eyes, they sang to themselves, they kicked the table legs, they turned the marshmallow around so they couldn't see its face. 15 minutes. An eternity when you're 4 years old, and the only thing standing between you and sweetness is your own mind. But the real experiment didn't end when the timer rang. It was only beginning. Because Walter Mischel did something no one expected. He followed those children for decades. 10 years later, Mischel tracked down the original children, now teenagers. The kids who had waited for the second marshmallow scored an average of 210 points higher on the SAT. They had lower rates of substance abuse. Their teachers rated them as more competent, more focused, more resilient. 30 years later, the pattern held. The waiters had lower body mass indexes, lower divorce rates, higher degrees. One marshmallow, eaten or uneaten at age 4, seemed to predict the entire trajectory of a human life. The scientific world was stunned. The media went wild. The marshmallow test became gospel. Parenting books cited it. CEOs quoted it in speeches. It became shorthand for a seductive idea that success is simply a matter of self-control. To understand why, you need to understand what delayed gratification actually is. It's not discipline. It's not moral strength. It's a war between two systems in your brain. The limbic system, ancient, impulsive, screaming, "Eat it now," and the prefrontal cortex, newer, slower, whispering, "Wait." Mischel called it the hot and cool system. The hot system reacts, it wants, it craves. The cool system plans, it strategizes, it imagines the future. Every child in that room was fighting the same battle, the battle between the brain they were born with and the brain they were building. The children who waited the longest weren't the ones with the most willpower. They were the ones with the best strategies. They reframed the marshmallow as a cloud. They pretended it wasn't real. They turned temptation into abstraction. They didn't resist harder. They made resisting easier. And then, everything changed. Tyler Watts, Greg Duncan, and Hao-Nan Kwon published a study that detonated like a bomb in the world of psychology. They replicated the marshmallow test, but with 10 times the sample size, over 900 children, and a crucial difference. They controlled for something Mischel never did, the socio-economic background of the families. And when they did, the legendary effect nearly vanished. The children who couldn't wait. They weren't lacking willpower, they were lacking stability. Kids from wealthier homes had learned that promises get kept, that adults come back, that the second marshmallow will actually appear. Children from unstable environments had learned the opposite. Take what you can because nothing is guaranteed. The marshmallow test wasn't measuring self-control, it was measuring trust. It was measuring whether a child's world had taught them that patience pays off, or that hesitation means going hungry. This reframing didn't destroy the marshmallow test, it deepened it. Because here's what both studies agree on. The ability to delay gratification still matters enormously. The debate is about where that ability comes from. Is it born, or is it built by the world around you? Look at the world's most successful entrepreneurs, not the flashy ones, the ones who spent years in garages, in basements, in spare bedrooms, building something no one believed in. They weren't waiting for a marshmallow, they were building the table. Look at elite athletes, the ones who train at 4 in the morning when no one is watching, who choose the 1000th repetition over rest. They've internalized something the 4-year-olds were just beginning to learn. The future self is real, and it's worth sacrificing for. And leaders, the great ones, don't chase quarterly results. They make the unpopular decision today that pays off in 5 years. They resist the marshmallow of short-term approval for the compound interest of long-term vision. But here's the problem. We now live in a world engineered to destroy delayed gratification. Every app on your phone is a marshmallow. Every notification is a tiny hit of dopamine designed by teams of engineers to make you eat it now. The modern human faces the marshmallow test not once, but thousands of times a day. Social media, instant delivery, streaming, fast food. Every modern convenience is training your brain to choose now over later. We are the most marshmallow-saturated generation in human history, and our prefrontal cortex is losing the war. But here's what the research actually tells us, and this is the part most people miss. Delayed gratification is not a fixed trait. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be trained. The children who waited weren't born with superior brains. They developed superior strategies, and you can do the same. Implementation intentions, deciding in advance what you'll do when temptation strikes. Cognitive reappraisal, reframing the reward so it loses its pull. Environmental design, removing the marshmallow from the table entirely. These aren't willpower, they're architecture. You don't need to be stronger, you need to be smarter about your environment. Every time you choose the second marshmallow, you're not just getting a bigger reward, you're rewiring your brain. You're strengthening the neural pathways of patience. You're compounding. And compounding, in finance, in fitness, in character, is the most powerful force in the universe. Walter Mischel spent his life studying why some people wait and others don't. But late in his career, he revealed something he rarely discussed publicly. As a child, he was a marshmallow grabber. He couldn't wait for anything. The man who built the most famous self-control experiment in history had to teach himself every strategy he later discovered. He wasn't born patient. He engineered patience. The marshmallow test was never about marshmallows. It was never about children. It was about the story you tell yourself about your own future. Do you believe the second marshmallow is coming? Because if you do, genuinely, deeply, waiting isn't hard at all. The question isn't whether you can resist the marshmallow. The question is, who taught you whether the world keeps its promises? And if no one did, now you know you can teach yourself.